something that a lot of us deal with on a daily basis. The most common is probably depression and anxiety. In this video, I'm going to tell you my own experience with mental illness and how skincare affected it. Hey guys, my name is Bahar and I'm excited about sharing my knowledge and personal experiences about skincare with you. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you too can join our community. Mental illness is something that has been neglected by society or even families for ages. And lately, it has been more aware to people, but still not as aware as they should be. Mental illness is something that should be taken serious. It's as serious as any physical illness, and they can actually cause physical illnesses. Depression, anxiety, or anything else can cause, well, even cancer, as we now know, because the amount of stress that someone goes through is unimaginable. A lot of people, even families, think that people with anxiety or depression are just making up excuses to not do their responsibilities. But anyone that actually cares, has knowledge, or is even suffering from these illnesses themselves know that in no way we are making up excuses to not do things. Because when you have depression or even anxiety, doing even the simplest tasks seem like it's impossible to do. It's not that we don't want to do them, it's just they seem to take up way too much energy, way too much effort, and they just don't seem worth it. You just physically can't do those activities that is normal for people that don't have these illnesses. Maybe sometimes even getting out of bed, washing your face, brushing your hair, or even brushing your teeth seem impossible to do because you're so mentally drained that your brain just can't comprehend doing these activities. It's something that a lot of people are dealing with, and I am not an exception. I wasn't diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety until I was 18. Before that, I just didn't feel like doing anything. People were just assuming that I was slacking or I was just being lazy, and I just didn't want to do anything. I wasn't studying like I used to. I used to be an honor student, and by the end of high school, I was just trying to pass my exams enough to actually graduate and get my diploma. And it was very hard on me because I didn't know what was going on with me. No one was willing to see what was happening to me until I finally saw a therapist, and that was when I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and it was just hard. And even after I was diagnosed, I didn't really do anything about it. I stopped going to therapy, and then I entered college, and by then I wasn't slacking, as they used to call it. I was just bottling up every single emotion that I had, and I was doing everything and anything not to feel those emotions until dear old COVID-19 hit, and we were quarantined, and I had nothing else to do than to just face myself and my emotions. And again, my depression and anxiety hit me like a truck, because not only were they hitting me the way that they should, but all of those bottled up emotions were also surfacing, and it was a mess. When I was quarantined with my family, there was nothing I could do than just stay at home, obviously, like a lot of us did. And in that time, a lot of people either got depression or their depression came back harder than it was before. So I don't think I'm alone when it comes to this, but in that time, it was just it was so hard on me personally because, like I said, all of the bottled up emotion that I was trying not to feel were coming up in waves, and I was so depressed that I didn't even feel like getting out of bed some days. I couldn't even eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. I was just lying in bed doing nothing. And at some point, people finally accepted the fact that I may be depressed, but they still thought that it was something that was up to me, something that I could control myself. But in reality, anyone that actually is suffering from depression knows that it's not something that you can control. Maybe you can start your healing journey, but it's not something that you can 100% control, and that's something that everyone has to know. Depression is as serious as any physical illness that you might experience, and maybe even more dangerous than physical illnesses, because it's something that you can't see, and it's something that if you can't see it, you can't understand it. That's how human beings work most of the times. They don't believe something that they can't see. And mental illness is just that. You can't see it, you just have to understand it. And unfortunately, a lot of people still don't. But thankfully, at the same time, awareness is being given, and a lot of people are being more aware about mental illnesses, which it is a place to thank for, but not as much as it actually should be in the 21st century. Back in COVID, a lot of people started getting into skincare because we had nothing better to do. Everyone was watching Hiram or any other dermatologist that was making videos about skincare, so I decided to do the same. Before COVID hit, I did do some sort of skincare, but it was a complete disaster, which is a story for another time. But by then, I started doing my own research. I started watching more videos, different dermatologists, different skinfluencers, as they say, and it actually helped me get through quarantine much better, because it actually made me feel like I was spending some time on myself, and it wasn't just taking care of my skin, it was just taking care of myself, my soul in a way, if that makes sense. So honestly, skincare was one of the things that really helped with my mental illnesses, because I finally felt that I was doing something for me rather than trying to please everyone around me. And it actually helped me give myself the love that I felt like I was lacking. And it honestly started my healing journey. And I know COVID was very hard on a lot of us, but honestly, if COVID hadn't started, maybe I wouldn't be where I am today. Even now, after over 3 years of COVID, I still am dealing with depression, because it's not something that just goes away. But ever since then, I have been going to therapy. I have been trying to work on myself. I still have my bad days. Some days I don't even want to get out of bed. But even on those days, I try to do my skincare routine, even if it's the most simple routine possible. I still try to get out of bed. I still try to do my routine, because that's the only time that I feel like it's purely about me. It's purely about me taking care of myself. So it may be hard to do something like a skincare routine, but trust me, it is going to help. It doesn't matter if you are doing a 10-step skincare routine or just applying moisturizer or skincare. Just the fact that you're taking care of yourself will eventually help you. A lot of people might look at this video and say that I'm just making stuff up, that maybe I'm not even suffering from depression and anxiety because I am talking about healing myself so easily. But I know what I'm going through, I know what I'm dealing with, I know my own battles, and I'm not telling you guys this because I want you guys to approve of what I'm saying. I'm just trying to share my own experiences, my own struggles, and skincare honestly started my healing journey, and I thought that maybe by sharing this video, someone else's healing journey might start as well. That's actually one of the reasons that I started this YouTube channel in the first place, because skincare may have honestly saved my life, and I thought that maybe it would save someone else's as well. It might sound like total bullshit or whatever you want to call it, but it's my own experience, it's my own personal journey, and I just wanted to share with you guys what I have been through in this past few years. And honestly, skincare is the reason that I'm here. After COVID was, well, a little bit lighter, I went to school. I went to get my degree in skincare and being a beauty therapist, as we call it, and that's how I ended up on this channel. I hope this video helped you guys to get to know me better and help you to realize that you are not alone in this. And wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I hope that you have started your healing journey and trying to be your best possible self.